And welcome in, everybody, to Evanston Township High School, live on IHSA.tv. I am Skylar King, and we are here for the championship finals, ready to crown a state champion. Loyola has a hammerlock on the #1 spot coming into today's finals, 31 seed points over Rosary. And we'll see both of those teams in this very first event, as well as two teams in a tie projected for third, Downers North and Lake Forest. We'll see Downers, Lake Forest, and Loyola all in the championship finals of this event. Right now, Rosary is in lane number 3 of the consolation final. And the rest of this consolation final, up top in lane 1 is Libertyville. In 2, Fenwick. We talked about Rosary. In 4, Naperville Central. In 5, Glenbrook South. And in 6, Oak Park. Emily Ryan, a top 6 backstroker this year, freshman, has gotten Rosary out to a slight early lead. And she is going to hand it off to Alexis Yeager, who is also, in her case, a double top 6 finisher. 26-4 for the Rosary freshman, and Alexis Yeager takes the pool, as does Katie Wells. And Katie Wells is making a move for the Titans in lane 5. And she has given Glenbrook South the lead. She will hand it off to Kelly Cortez. I think it says 28-3 up there for Wells' time. Glenbrook South and Rosary out front. Cortez holding on to a slight lead. And we'll see if Elena Ricci can reel in the Titans at the end of this first heat. Big for Rosary. The difference between 7th and 8th is 4 points, and it does look like Ricci is making a move. The Glenbrook South looks like they're going to take this heat anyway. Glenbrook South 7th, Rosary 8th, 1:45.4 for Glenbrook South, a full 8 tenths better than yesterday. And a shot to Rosary early, bringing them closer to a third place battle, or a second and third place battle with Downers North and Lake Forest. And now we're getting ready for the championship final. Up top in lane 1, Loyola Academy. In 2, Evanston. In 3, Downers North. They are your #1 seed. In 4, Neuqua Valley. In 5, Fremd. And in 6, Lake Forest. Neuqua and Loyola have our top 2 backstrokers for later today, so they should be out in front early. Loyola is the school I thought was a heavy favorite in this relay coming into this meet. We'll see if they show that today. McGovern and Jardaleza underwater longer than anybody. And Jardaleza's got a lead on the field. Emily Albrecht in that mix as well. Now Albrecht's having some issues over on that lane line, though, in lane 3. Jardaleza, McGovern, and Albrecht all coming in. Pair of 26-1s for Jardaleza and McGovern. Gabrielle Cerniuti in the water for Downers. She's the #1 seed in the IM. She's going to hand it off to Daria Wick. Wiley Ehrlichman will be in the water for Neuqua, 24-3 in the 50 fly, and it looks like Amanda Brockmeyer is going to give her the lead. 29-4 for Brockmeyer. Ehrlichman in the water, Wick in the water, Maria Kyle in the water. Nequa is opening it up, and they are going to hand it off to Mackenzie Hornstra. Ehrlichman dominates this group of Flyers. 24-7. Hornstra with a huge lead for the Wildcats. Nequa Valley with their pair of sophomore studs in the middle and the seniors on the bookends. The Wildcats are your state champions. 144 and change. Downers drops to second, a big hit to their second place and third place trophy chances. McGovern, Brockmeyer, Ehrlichman, and Hornstra, your 2014 medley relay champs. We'll now have the awards presentation. There are the Fenwick Friars. Pretty impressive meet for the Friars when we consider everything that they've graduated the last few years. Naperville Central, 11th place. Naperville Central just in their second year under Mike Adams as they sort through some confusion as to who should get what medals down there. So there's Oak Park now actually collecting the 11th place medals. And then Libertyville in 10th, Naperville Central 9th. Rosary, despite what they're going to lose to graduation, Aaron Hart, Elena Ricci, there's still going to be a ton of firepower left for the Bees next year as well, led by Alexis Yeager and Emily Ryan. Annie Goslin should get a full year of health. And then Glenbrook South, your Constellation champions, and a nice way to go out for a group that's really been through a lot. Capoto, Wells, and Cortez, all seniors. Connie Crones on the end will be back next year, but Wells and Cortez especially are on a couple state records, and that had Moynihan and Smoliga and Katie Wells' sister Nikki as they romped through the record books 2 years ago here. And Olivia Smoliga broke 2 individual national records. Glenbrook South has been a really big part of these state meets during these last 5 years. First under Kelly Timpson and now under Keith McDonald. Glenbrook South, your consolation heat champions in the medley relay. Everyone will now clear off and make way for the top 6 finishers. Stanko, a sophomore. Haley Nelson, a junior. Kayla and Maddie Smith, sophomores. And there's Loyola. A 5th place finish, but still the big prize right there in front of them. Fremd. Is your 4th place finisher. They're still waiting on the host Wildcats. What a meet for the Fremd Vikings. This is far and away the best showing I can remember them having at a state swim meet. Downers North, your medley relay runner-ups, champions of this event last year. They've had, I mean, talk about it being a golden era in swimming for a school. Downers North was virtually unheard from at the team level in state. And then the Haley Sims era started. And at the end of the Haley Sims era, her 2 sisters came in as freshmen. And they made a trophy run that year, winning and setting a state record in the medley relay. But these last few years, they've been true trophy contenders. Could have won the whole thing last year. It's about a 3-point meet with New Trier as Gabby Sims had one of the more dominant showings ever by an individual. And then finally, Neuqua Valley making their way to the #1 block. Again, you know, you see this sometimes in a pretty unheralded group. Brockmeyer, a first-time scorer. Ehrlichman and Hornstra never have scored individually. Obviously, Natalie McGovern is making her 2nd trip to the top 6 of the backstroke. But not the names that you have on certainly the relays like Downers North and Loyola. And so it definitely a super impressive performance by the Wildcats to open up this meet. And it's going to lock them up, more or less, a spot in the top 10 this year. They came in today around 10th place in seed points, and they just picked up 6 big ones with that medley relay win. In this 200 freestyle heat, we have 5 swimmers, and up in lane 1 is going to be Anna Codd. She's a sophomore from Lake Forest. In lane 2 is going to be Rachel Apter. She's a sophomore from Sandburg. In 3 is going to be Sophia Willem, a freshman from Chicago Jones. In lane 4 is Francesca Figlioli. We saw her a bunch last year. She's a junior from Maine South. And in lane 5 is Amy Dragas. She's a junior from Downers Grove South. After this, we will have the 2 heats of the Consolation and Championship Finals of the 200 free before we do all of the awards. And so we're off in the 200 free. And looking strong early are the freshmen, Sophia Villam from Jones and Rachel Apter from Sandburg. Again, there's two different divisions. Normally they mark it during the heat sheet which division each girl is, but they do have state records. Alyssa Gialamas in the A division, 3:05.76 in this race 2 years ago, and Nina Nisley, 2:49.28 that same day in the other division. They're from Wabansie Valley and Lake Forest, respectively. Right now, Sophia Villam looks pretty good to beat both of those times right now. Francesca Figlioli is coming in for the 100, as is Amy Dragus. And Sophia Villam is coming in for the 150. Up top, Anna Kohout and Rachel Apter making the turn. And Sophia Villam is heading for home in the last 25. She's going to come in under 2 minutes and 30 seconds. 2:25. So regardless of division, that's a state record. And Rachel Apter is going to post the second best time we've seen in any division of athletes with disabilities. So nice job both by Villam and Apter. Francesca Figlioli is on her last 25, as now is Amy Dragus. .310 for Figlioli. Coming into the finish, Dragus, 3:21. And Anna Kohout. About half the pool length to go. And she's coming into the wall at the time of 3:53.32. And once everyone is out of the pool, we will be ready for the consolation final of the 200 free. Up top in lane 1 is going to be Monica Guyette, St. Charles North. In 2, Emma Helgeson. She's a senior from Niles West. In the middle lane, lane 3 is Olivia Andrew. She's a sophomore from Loyola. Erica King is in 4. She's a senior from Fremd. In 5 is Erin Scudder. She's a junior from Fenwick. And in lane 6 is Maggie Emery, a freshman from Barrington. Looks like might be having a timing issue as they're calling Evanston head coach Kevin Auger over. Again, arguably the most exciting showdown of the day is coming up in the championship final. Falconer and Jacobson, a rematch of last year's showdown where Jacobson at the time a lot of people probably thought was an upset. But Jacobson should be full of confidence this year, considering she was a double state champ a year ago. She told me in the middle of last year that she didn't think she could win the 200 free, and not only did she win it, but she is now the state record holder in the 200 free. You'll of course see her go after the 500 record later on today, and Falconer has another head-to-head showdown with Avery Broniker in the 100 free. And so we're off here in the constellation final. Olivia Andrew, I really thought was going to be in the championship final this year. 151 this past spring in club, and we'll see how she responds here today. It looks like she's trying to make a move to the lead here. Helgeson right there with her. Helgeson, Andrew, and King pulling slightly ahead of this field. And Olivia Andrew, just a sophomore. She will be the number one on this Loyola team next year with the graduations of Grace Tierney and Maria Jardaleza. 53.98 going out for Andrew. The slight lead over Erica King. Andrew, King, flip first. Helgeson and Guyette slightly after that. Guyette trying to make a slight move up top there. Might be too little too late to get Andrew though. Heading for home, Andrew still with the lead. Guyette and King flipping together. Guyette might have a shot at Erica King for 8th place here. But Olivia Andrew is going to hold serve here in the consolation final. There's the 151 I thought we'd see yesterday. Monica Guyette, 151.9 for 8th. So, some helpful points picked up there for St. Charles North. And they're going to try and run down Fremd for 5th place this weekend. Fremd just dropped a point in that 200 free. And we get you ready for the championship final. Up top in lane 1, Lexi Joy. In 2, Grace Tierney. In 3 and 4 are the aforementioned Falconer and Jacobson. In 5, Anna Carney. And in 6, Haley Nelson. So we'll see the strategy here. Jacobson is actually a 4,900 freestyler, so she's got more than enough speed to hang with Falconer, although Falconer is going straight to the lead here. And Jacobson hanging right there with her, as is Tierney, as they flip at the 50. Jacobson, a huge advantage that's just plain to the eye, is she is far taller than Falconer. So she gets an advantage in the turns and the walls just by the sheer physical nature of her height. And it looks virtually even here as we come to the 100. We'll see if Falconer has what it takes on the back half as Jacobson takes the lead, 52-5. Tierney hanging up there with the 2 stars of last year's race. But Jacobson inching farther and farther ahead. Kirsten Jacobson, the state's reigning distance queen, pulling away from this field. 120.2. And she dominating this championship final this year. And I don't even know if it's going to be as good as her time last year, but she's making a strong push. Tierney is blowing by Falconer. Kirsten Jacobson, back-to-back 200 free titles, 147. Tierney takes second, Falconer third. Jacobson claims her 4th state championship, and she goes for number 5 later on this afternoon. Nelson moves up to 4th. Some big points for Lake Forest in the trophy chase. Kearney 5th, Lexi Joy 6th. The consolation finals of the 200 IM. But Loyola's just, again, mentioned the 50 free, but they really don't have any weaknesses that are glaring enough to not win. And that's really what it's come down to. You know, Rosary didn't get top 6 in the medley. That was pretty much the end of the state championship race. Loyola would have had to screw up huge after that to not win state, and they never did. Probably the one thing that went wrong for them all day was that Kolar didn't make the backstroke when she had before. I mean, Maria Kyle went a time that you would have thought would have scored in the fly, but the fly was just really tough, and it didn't work out. I mean, nobody's going to blame her for that. Loyola is just the most complete team this year. And, you know, they're really very similar to the teams that New Trier had these last couple years. And those New Trier teams were heavy favorites, just like I thought Loyola would be this year. And it's not something that that anyone else could have done about it, frankly. And so Loyola does start off with a good 200 free out of both. I mean, Olivia Andrew, that's what we thought we'd see out of her, that 151. And it just shows, it should give her the confidence to know she can do it going forward. And here's your consolation finalists. As we had a tie for 11th between Maggie Emery and Emma Helgeson. There's Erin Scudder from Fenwick, only a junior. She will be back next year. As, you know, on paper, Fenwick's going to look even better next year now that they've got these established swimmers returning. They really didn't have any established scorers returning a year ago. Monica Guyette, 8th place. St. Charles North's another team when you look at next year that should have a really good shot at a trophy because they return everybody. But Olivia Andrew is your champion of the consolation final. Just a sophomore. She should be in that championship final for the next 2 years going forward. Really a nice performance for her today, and it's all part of the momentum that Loyola should build throughout this afternoon. Now we have the championship finalists. There's Lexi Joy, who's been making an impact at these meets for the last couple years. Anna Carney from Springfield, a very fine senior year for her. Haley Nelson, again, just a junior. And there's Erin Falconer, a senior who is going to get a shot at a state championship in the 100 free. Grace Tierney, who has really just become a distance freestyling force these last 2 years. As a sophomore, she didn't even swim the 500, she swam the 100 free. And she has obviously worked tremendously hard, and she has really done a great job for Loyola these last 2 state meets. But it's deja vu all over again as Kirsten Jacobson, the defending state champion, the state record holder, claims another gold medal as she continues to carve out her place as one of the all-time greats in Illinois history. Won the 500 as a freshman, won the 200 and the 500 as a sophomore. Now she puts 200 freestyle championship number 2 in the books, and she'll be going for a three-peat. In the breaststroke in 5, Charlotte Rosenberg, Latin, and in 6, Jordan Peterson, Bloomington. And we are off here in the consolation finals. We'll see if Audrey Guyette can make the kind of move her sister is. She's looking pretty good right now in the butterfly. Everyone touching together, though, as they make the turn. 3 freshmen, 2 downstaters, 1 from St. Charles North in this heat. Shows you how tough the IM can be going forward, although I think in the future you will probably see Audrey Guyette swimming the 200 free. And Guyette and Rosenberg look like they've taken a slight lead over the field. Rosenberg looks like she will touch first in this backstroke. Now Guyette actually ends up 58.42, touching right ahead of Peplowski and Rosenberg. And we'll see if Peplowski makes a big move here in the breaststroke. Rosenberg is first to the 125. And she's probably going to be pretty tough to beat in this last 50. Her and Peplowski touch at about the same time. We'll see how the freshman's freestyle holds up against Rosenberg. And pretty well so far. Guyette trying to make a late charge up in lane 1. The freshman, Noel Peplowski and Rosenberg. Theobald trying to make a late run, and it is Peplowski touching out Rosenberg to win the consolation finals of the IM. And 2:05.29 is the time. And we'll get you ready for the championship final. In this championship final, the IM up in lane 1 is yet another freshman, Crystal Lakes Valley Tarazi. In 2, Riley Lanigan, Lake Forest. In 3, Gabrielle Cerniute from Downers Grove North. In 4, Alexis Yeager, Rosary. In 5, Rachel Kelch, Peoria Notre Dame. And in 6, Jordan Morling, St. Charles East. And we'll see who imposes their will early here. Lanigan and Kelch, both in the fly later on. And Lanigan and Cerniute look like they touched first. Yeager should make a move in that breaststroke. Lanigan, Cerniute, then Kelch in that order touch. And Kelch is going to try and put a move on here in the backstroke. Fly back, her 2 best strokes. But right now, Cerniute and Lanigan hanging on ahead of the rest of this field. Cerniute, Lanigan, and Kelch all going to touch around the same time, and Cerniute is going to try and impose her will in this breaststroke. And here comes Alexis Yeager. Yeager is drawn almost even. And it's going to come down to a 50 freestyle. Cerniute. Yeager is going to touch first here. Kelch and Lanigan. 3rd and 4th. Yeager trying to hold everybody off. She's going to flip first and head for home, trying to hold off Cerniute, Lanigan, and Kelch. Alexis Yeager is your 2014 200 IM champion. 2:02.15. The Rosary sophomore with a huge swim for the Beads, picking up 3 big points that Rosary wasn't seeded for. Like in the medley, Downers dropping. They are now a -9 for the day. Lanigan holds 3rd, Kelch 4th. Morling moves up from 6th to 5th. And in a moment here, we will have the awards for you. Waiting now on your consolation finalists. Audrey Guyette. Another one of these sensational freshmen we'll see here later in the championship final of the 500. Jennifer Kordick, a culmination of a great 4 years at Mundelein. Her first time scoring individually. She was a part of that state champion 200 freestyle relay a year ago. Jordan Peterson, just a sophomore from Bloomington. We've seen more and more at both the girls and boys state meet as yet another downstater. Freshman Emma Theobald takes her block. seeing the downstaters coming up and crashing the party for these suburb kids. And it just really makes the meet that much more exciting and really boosts the strength and depth that we see here every year. And speaking of downstaters, Noelle Peplowski, your consolation final champion. And she is the #1 seed for the breaststroke later on today. And so far, I mean, another storyline, right now we have 2 event champions, no seniors. So always an interesting subplot is that senior swimmer of the year race. But when you look ahead to the rest of the meet, oh wow, looks like we had a disqualification of Rachel Kelch. I didn't hear that announced in that heat of the IM. So Valerie Tarazi, yet another freshman, takes 5th, Jordan Morling 4th, Riley Lanigan 3rd. There's Cerniuti 2nd, and then Alexis Yeager, the sophomore. And if you look at this IM heat, Tarazi, Lanigan, Morling, Yeager, all back next year. And Samantha Peters actually has the 50-free record in her division. Nina Nisley, like in the 200, as the B division record. So like the 200 free, Sophia Villum, the freshman from Jones, takes the lead. And she is going to cruise in here with a shot to break 30. And she'd be the first to do so. She does. First swimmer to break 30 in the 50 free since the Athletes with Disabilities races started. After 33, Figioli 38, Peters 43, and Dragas as well, and Kohout 1-3. And just like the 200, the Athletes with Disabilities will get their awards with everyone else after they complete the consolation and championship finals of the 50 free. As we get you ready for this consolation final, up top in lane 1 is Aaron Hart, senior from Rosary in 2, Teresa Godlewski, senior from Wheeling in 3, Claire Lawler, junior from Sandburg in 4, Ruby Powell, senior from Deerfield in 5, Kayla Philippic, sophomore from Bartlett, and in 6, Bailey Grinter, sophomore from Edwardsville. Look out for Philippic. She went significantly faster leading off the 200 free relay yesterday than she did in this open 50, a time easily good enough to be top 6. She's the favorite here in this heat. And we're off here in this consolation final. We'll see if Philippic can redeem herself. Claire Lawler looking really good in the middle there as well. And she flips just a touch before everybody else. But Philippic and Grinter down at the bottom of your screen are making a run at it as well. Lawler and Philippic. Lawler just touches her out. Pair of 23.5s for the girls from Sandburg and Bartlett. And now we have the championship finals. Up top in lane 1, Amanda Burson, junior from Mattia Valley. In 2, Emily Albrecht, senior from Downers Grove North. In 3, Avery Broniker, Effingham. In 4, Daria Pashchenko from Lake Forest. In 5, Hannah Blankmeyer, Oak Park. And in 6, Courtney Barker, Warren. Pashchenko, Blankmeyer, Barker, all sophomores. Burson and Broniker, juniors. Albrecht is the lone senior. Broniker, 0.3 better than everyone else yesterday. It looks pretty even right now, though. Broniker just ahead of everyone at the turn, but not pulling away by any means. Broniker looks like she will be the state champion. Yes, 22.9. Avery Broniker from Effingham is your 2014 champion. After a really good freshman year, Broniker with an off meet a year ago, and now she claims her first state title. Pashchenko second, Burson third, Albrecht fourth, Blankmeyer fifth, and Barker sixth. We get your A classification finalists. Samantha Peters, a repeat winner. Here are your D finalists. And again, in record time, Sophia Willem from Jones has not been challenged today. First girl to break 30 in the Athletes with Disabilities 50 free, Sophia Willem from Jones. And once we get the pictures taken care of, we will be ready for the consolation 6. Teresa Godlewski, the 12th place finisher, first time scorer as a senior from Wheeling. Erin Hart, top 6 in this event a year ago, but we will see her in the top 6 of the 100 freestyle later on today. Ruby Powell, backstroke specialist. This is her first medal in an event that's not the backstroke. Nice way to cap her Deerfield career. Bailey Grinter, only a sophomore, one of these great downstate talents out of Edwardsville. You'll see her teammate Catherine May in the butterfly. Once The break and the diving competition are through. Kayla Filipic, another sophomore. She is 8th, and Claire Lawler. From Sandburg, a junior. She will be back to contend for top 6 next year. .23.5s out of both Lawler and Filipic would have been good enough yesterday for top 6. Just shows you the pressure of the preliminaries. They can get the best of anybody. And here are your championship finalists. Courtney Barker. We talked about the 3 sophomores. She's one of them. Hannah Blankmeyer, part of the best Oak Park team that I can think of since the late 80s, early 90s, when they were winning state championships and trophies. Really nice meet for the Huskies. Emily Albrecht, big part of last year's state runner-up. Seems to be, there we go. Seemed to be some confusion about what medal was being given out. Amanda Burson, 3rd place. She's scored every single year of her high school career in one event or another. Daria Pishnenko, injured for a lot of this year, and she is going to be back in full force next year for Lake Forest. And Avery Broniker, she's paid her dues the last couple years here in these sprints, and she is now, for the first time, an IHSA state champion from Effingham High School. Part of this very good downstate contingent we've got up here again this year. So now we'll send you to break, and we will have the warm-ups for diving, and we'll be back to call the last 3 rounds of diving. I am Skylar King. You're watching IHSA.tv's live streaming coverage of the Girls State Swimming and Diving Championships from Evanston High School, and we'll be back. Back for the championship finals of diving. Unlike the swimming finals, you are not locked in to top or bottom 6. So hypothetically, if you're in 12th right now, as Emily Alment is, you could ultimately be the state champion, although obviously there are a lot of points to make up. Dana Leva, big lead, 24 points almost over Sydney Dussel. And so a lot's going to depend on the DD that these girls are throwing today. Sophie Connolly from New Trier is our first diver. That was a forward somersault, 1 twist in free position. Emily Alment is next. There's a required at Emily Alment, 3:19.50 for Sophie Connolly's new total. That was a 1.5 in Pike, 1.7. Presley Fletcher is next.
Reflashing, we are rereading the scores. Keep your scores up, judges. These are the correct scores. 8, 5 1/2, 7 1/2, 6 1/2, 7.
Again, a big storyline in the diving competition yesterday, and we see it again today between 8s and 5.5s. There was a large discrepancy. Presley Fletcher is next. She's going to be doing a reverse 1.5 in Pike. Katie Rourke is next.
Judges awards 5 1/2, 6 1/2, 5 1/2, 7, 4 1/2, 6 1/2.
When we get to the final round, we will make sure we try and give you everyone's total. 326.15 is Fletcher's 9-dive total. That was inward 1.5 in Pike for Katie Rourke. Try and get you everyone's total in that last round as we try and track the final standings here today. Sarah McTagg is next. Senior from Fremd. Rourke's new total 333.80. Inward dive Pike, 1.5. Dana Leva, our leader, is next.
7 1/2. Reread. Judges award 7 1/2. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. Dana, 401.
316.55 is McTagg's new total. There you see the same inward dive Pike for 2 divers in a row.
Judges awards 8, 7 1/2, 7 1/2, 7, 8, 7.
Next is Sydney Dussel. We have our top 2 divers in order coming in here, Leva and Dussel. Forward 1.5, 1 twist free, 2.2 for the defending champion, trying to run down Dana Leva.
Judges awards 7, 6, 6 1/2, 7.
The 2 LT divers are next, Kelly Reiser and Kimmy Vitek. Dussel's new total, 356.70. Inward dive Pike for Kelly Reiser.
Awards 7 1/2, 6 1/2, 7, 6, 7, 6
Riser's new total, 311 even. Emma Rashala, sophomore from Andrew, is next. We'll get you Kimmy Vitek's total as soon as it flashes. That was a back dive and pike.
7, 7, 6, 8, 8, 7, 7 and 1 half.
And Vitek's 9 dive total is 333 even. Rashala forward 1.5 and pike.
Judges award 6 and 1 half, 5 and 1 half, 6, 6, 5 and 1 half, 6 and 1 half, 6 and 1 half. Hannah, 403 inward.
Rashala's total 327.80. Hannah Gerlich from Sandburg is next. Inward 1.5 and tuck. Margie McCarthy, our final diver, is next.
Judges award 6,
Still 2 rounds to go after this, of course.
6, 6 and 1 half, 6, 6.
Gerlich's 9 dive total, 332.55.
Margie, 103 forward, 1 and 1 half somersaults, pike 1.7.
Forward 1.5 and pike.
Awards 6 and 1 half, 7, 6 and 1 half, 7, 6 and 1 half, 7, 8.
And that completes round 9. McCarthy, 334.35.
1 and 1 half somersaults, tuck 2.0.
Here is Sophie Connolly to begin round 10. Back 1.5 and tuck for Conley. Emily Alment is next. Everyone's still chasing prospect senior Dana Leva.
4 and 1 half, 5.
343.30. Conley's new total.
Forward, 2 somersaults, pike 2.3.
Double somersault and pike. Presley Fletcher is next.
Judges awards 6 and 1 half, 6, 6 and 1 half, 6 and 1 half, 6 and 1 half, 7 and 1 half, 6 and 1 half. Presley.
Alment's new total, 362.75. Inward dive pike 1.5. Katie Rourke is next.
Judges awards 8, 8, 8. Quiet, please. Reread the scores. Rereading. Judges awards 8, 8, 8. 7, 7 and 1 half, 8, 7 and 1 half.
Fletcher's 10 dive total 361.40.
404 inward, 2 somersaults, tuck 2.8.
Katie Rourke trying to put on a late charge. Shows us our highest DD dive of the meet so far. Inward double and tuck 2.8. Sarah McTagg is next.
4 1/2, 5, 5, 5, 5. 4 1/2, 5 1/2. Sarah.
Rourke's new total 375.80.
Tuck 2.1.
Reverse 1.5 and tuck for the Frem senior, and Leva is next.
Awards 6 1/2, 6 1/2, 6 1/2, 6, 5 1/2, 6 1/2, 6. Dana 303 reverse.
And McTagg's new total 356.45. Reverse 1.5 and pike for Leva. She continues to be solid all day. All competition long, I should say.
6 1/2,
Dussel is next.
1/2, 6 1/2, 7, 7.
4:17.25.
2 1/2 somersaults, tuck 2.4.
Dussel forward 2.5 and tuck 2.4. Don't know that that's going to pick her up any points
6 1/2,
on Leva though.
1/2, 6, 5 1/2, 6, 6, 6. Kelly 303 reverse.
Dussel 399.90.
Tuck 2.1.
Kelly Reiser, a reverse 1.5 and tuck. Kimmy Vitek is next. So Dussel,
Awards 6,
about 18 points
6,
that she will have to outscore
6, 5 1/2.
Leva by on the final dive to reclaim her state championship. Reiser's total 347.75. Vitek 2.5 and tuck 2.4. Emma Rashala is next.
Awards 4 1/2, 4, 3 1/2, 4 1/2, 4, 4 1/2, 3 1/2. Emma 51-34, forward 1
363 even.
2 twists, 3.
It's Vitek's new total. Emma Rashala forward 1.5 with 2 twists, 2.6. Anna Gerlich from the Sandberg is next.
Awards 6, 6 1/2, 6 1/2, 7, 5 1/2, 6 1/2, 6 1/2. 51-24, forward 1 somersault, 2 twists, 3, 2.3.
Gerlich with a forward 1 somersault, 2 twists free. Margie McCarthy is next to complete round number 10. Then we will have to start writing down totals here as the final round gets underway. Gerlich's 10 dive total, 368.20.
Margie 403 inward, 1/2 somersault,
Inward 1.5 for McCarthy. And now we're getting ready for the final dive of Sophie Conley.
Awards 6, 6 1/2, 6 1/2, 6, 6, 6, 6. You begin round 11.
McCarthy's 10 dive total 377.55.
1 1/2 somersault, half twist, 3, 2.1.
Back 1.5 with a half twist for Sophie Conley's final dive. Emily Ament is next.
Awards 4 1/2, 6, 5, 4, 5, 5, 5.
And Conley's competition total
132 forward, 1 1/2 somersaults, 1 twist, 3, 2.2.
374.80. Ament 1.5 with 1 twist, 2.2.
Awards 6, 7, 6, 6, 7, 7, 6 1/2.
And Ament's competition total after that 1.5 for the twist, 405.65.
1 1/2 somersaults, 1 1/2 twist, 3, 2.5.
Presley Fletcher's final dive is a back 1.5, 1.5 twists, 2.5. Katie Rourke's final dive is next.
4 1/2, 4 1/2, 4 1/2, 5, 5, 4 1/2, 4 1/2.
Fletcher's total 395.15.
Katie 52.33 back, 1 1/2 somersaults, 1 1/2 twist, 3, 2.5.
Back 1.5, 1.5 twists, 2.5. Sarah McTagg is next. 405.65 is our high score so far from Emily Ament. She's already moved up from 12th to 10th at worst. Something Downers really needs if they're going to get back in the mix here for a trophy. 414.55 for Rourke. Sarah McTagg forward, somersault, 1 twist free, 1.9.
Awards 6, 5, 5 1/2, 4 1/2, 5 1/2.
Leva is next.
6. Data 52.25.
Tags total 387.80.
1/2 twist free, 2.7.
Back somersault, 2.5 twists for Leva's final dive. And the question is, will it be enough to hold off our next diver, Sydney Dussel?
6 1/2, 5 1/2, 6. 5 1/2, 5 1/2, 6, 6 1/2.
Leva's total, and the total to beat, 464.50.
25. Backwards, 1 somersault, 2 1/2 twist free, 2.7.
Back somersault, 2.5 twist free, 2.7. This needs to be a 65-point dive for Dussel to retain her state championship.
7, 5, 7, 7, 6 1/2, 7 1/2, 7 1/2.
456.60.
51-24, forward, 1 somersault, 2 twists free, 2.3.
Kelly Reiser forward, somersault with 2 twists free. As it sure looks like Dana Leva is going to be your 2014 state champion.
5 1/2, 5 1/2, 6, 6. Kimmy, 303, reverse, 1 1/2 somersault, top 2.1.
Emma Rashala is next.
5 1/2, 7 1/2, 5 1/2, 5, 6, 5 1/2, 5 1/2. Emma, 303.
VTEX total 397.65.
2.1.
Emma Rashala. Final dive is a reverse 1.5 and tuck. Anna Gerlich is next.
Awards 5, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5, 5. Anna,
410.
backside height 1.6.
Anna Gerlich, back dive pike. Marky McCarthy, our final diver of the competition, is next.
Awards 7, 6 1/2, 6 1/2, 7, 8, 6 1/2, 7.
Gerlich's total 401.
Please. Marky 52-25, back 1 somersault, 2 1/2 twist free, 2.7.
Somersault 2.5 twist free from McCarthy is the final dive of our competition.
Awards 6 1/2, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6 1/2, 6.
And McCarthy's championship total 426.15. She will be third, but your 2014 champion is Dana Leva from Mount Prospect, 464.50. Again, that is unofficial, but we will get the official results to you and give out all the medals before we start up with the swimming portion once again. All right, and welcome back, everybody, to the swimming portion of our championship finals. We will kick it off with the consolation finals of the 100 butterfly. We will have one more break following the 200 freestyle relay today, but none quite as lengthy as one we just had. Up top in lane number 1 is Charlotte Rosenberg. She is a senior from Latin. In lane 2 is Katie Rent. She is a junior from Rosary. In 3 is Annalena Kutchko. She is a sophomore from Grant. In lane 4 is Riley Lanigan, junior from Lake Forest. And Lanigan, you would have to install as the favorite here in this consolation final. She has been in the championship final each of the last 2 years. Abby Hawks is in lane 5. She's a junior from Belvedere North. And then another young, talented bead swimmer in lane 6 is freshman Cameron Stride from Rosary. This is about the fastest group of 12 butterflyers we've ever had here, top to bottom. It was a very tough to get a second swim this year. And early on in this heat, it looks like Abby Hawks in lane 5 might have a slight edge on this field. At the 50, it is Hawks and Kutchko, both at 25.9. Kutchko looks like she might be pulling away from this field just a bit. First to the 75 wall and heading for home. Lanigan is trying to make a late charge here. Here comes Lanigan, and yes, 55.9 Lanigan locks up the 7th place points for Lake Forest. Lake Forest inches closer to Rosary. Lake Forest now projected for 112 points, Rosary 116. So things getting tight for second place here in your championship final. In lane 1 is Azra Avdik, Niles North. In 2, Carly Kramer, Plainfield Central. In 3, Kelly McNamara, Addison Trail. In 4, Maria Jardaleza, Loyola. In 5, Rachel Kelch, Notre Dame. And in 6, Catherine May from Edwardsville. McNamara and Jardaleza are the 2 top qualifiers. And we'll see if in the back half of this race it turns into a one-on-one showdown between those 2. Carly Kramer is the fast starter, though, in lane 2. Her and McNamara will be first to the 50 wall. 26.0 for Jardaleza, 25.6 for McNamara, 25.5 for Kramer. McNamara beginning to get a slight lead on Kramer here as we head to the 75. McNamara is going to head for home first. Here comes Jardaleza with that underwater. Any of 4 could win it. McNamara trying to hold on, and she will. Kelly McNamara is the state butterfly champion. 54.8. The first state champion in school history. And a nice end to the high school career of Kelly McNamara. Jardaleza second, Kelch third, Avdic, Kramer, and May 4 through 6. Your 12th place finisher. 2 medals for her in her senior season. And looks like we again had some issues with the order when they came up. Charlotte Rosenberg was late getting up there and she did not get her medal. It's Cameron Stride, the Rosary freshman, a big swim for her, moving up to 8th place. So Rosary picked up 7 points there when they were supposed to pick up only 5. Which actually cancels out Riley Lanigan's 2 points that she picked up. So in that race for second, Rosary now projected for 118. And Lake Forest projected for 112. So still 6 points to make up for Lake Forest there. Waiting on Carly Kramer here to come get her. There comes Carly Kramer finally. And there's Azra Avdic. Rachel Kelch, your 3rd place finisher. Kelch coming off that disappointment of the DQ in the IM. Nice swim for her. Maria Jardaleza. Again, will be gunning for a title in the backstroke later on. But Kelly McNamara is your 2014 Butterfly State champion. Just as with the 200 and the 50, we'll have the consolation and championship finals, and then the awards for all 3 races. So we'll see if it's a 3rd record in 3 swims for Sophia Willem, the freshman from Jones. 1:18.69 by Nina Nisley is the fastest time we've ever had in the Athletes with Disabilities 100 free. She broke 30 seconds in the 50. And she comes in at 32.2 at the 50 here. Apter from Sandberg is a couple body lengths behind her. And Figioli, Dragus, Peters, and Kohout. So Willem is headed for home in this 100 free. And she will be the fastest 100 freestyler we've had in the athletes with disabilities. 106. Mitchell Apter finishes up 114. And Francesca Figlioli 127.0. Amy Dragas 133. Peters finishing up top at 138.07. And then Kohout from Lake Forest, 149. And now we'll get you set for the consolation finals of the 100 freestyle. Up top in lane 1 will be Olivia Andrew from Loyola, who already had a very great swim today in the 200 free. Below her will be Valerie Tarazi, the freshman from Crystal Lake. In 3, Grace Neller, the senior from Fremd. In 4, Lindsay Mathis, sophomore, Downers North. In 5, Claire Lawler, the junior from Sandburg, your consolation champion in the 50. And then at the bottom of your screen will be Amanda Burson, the junior from Mattia Valley. Burson was just 3rd in the 50. After this, we will see if Avery Broniker is a double state champion. The other storyline from that fly, Kelly McNamara is your first senior that's a state champion. And a quick start for Burson down at the bottom of your screen. Everyone else fairly even. And Lawler and company looks like they've already caught up to Burson. So we'll see who's first. Lawler and Mathis both look really good here early, both at 24.7. We'll see if anyone makes a second 50 charge here. It still looks like Lawler and Mathis, they flip together. Tarazi making a late move. Looks like it'll be Lawler again. She is a double consolation final champion, 51-2. Mathis holds her spot, 51-6. Olivia Andrew moves up a spot to pick up yet another point for Loyola as they continue to roll today. And now we're ready for the championship final. Up top in lane 1 is Hannah Blankmeyer from Oak Park River Forest. She's a sophomore. Another sophomore, Kayla Philippic from Bartlett, is in 2. In 3 is Avery Broniker, the junior from Effingham. Falconer below her from Mundelein. Abigail Rosenberg, Glenbrook North, and Erin Hart from Rosary round out this field. So Broniker and Falconer, both 50 points yesterday, about a half second better than everyone else. We'll see if Falconer can finally claim a state title. They both look good, slightly ahead of the rest of this field. Broniker is gonna flip first, 23.94. Broniker and Falconer, mano a mano, are gonna flip first. Broniker just ahead as she is gunning for a second title. Falconer might be making a late charge here. She's still just a bit behind, but no, Broniker 50.4. A pair of 50.4s from Broniker and Falconer, but Avery Broniker is a double state champion as a junior. And I'll get ready for the awards before we swim the 500 free. Even Downers, who hasn't had a great day so far, is still looking at 104 points. As you see our athletes with disabilities getting the award. Peters, champion of the A division again. As Sophia Villum continues to put together record performances representing Jones High School. Again, once we get all the awards cleared up, we will be ready for the 500 free. And again, the storyline there. Will anyone provide enough push for Kristen Jacobson to break a state record? Or is she going to have the self-awareness enough to do it herself? That's the challenge in the longest of races here. There's Grace Neller finishing in 12th. Amanda Burson follows up a third place finish with 11th here in the 100. Olivia Andrew, 10th. Lindsay Mathis holding her spot as Downers tries to claw back in to this trophy conversation. She is 8th. And Clara Lawler. You always wonder, are the swimmers that end up in the bottom, are they going to be too disappointed to perform at their best? Well, any disappointment that was there for Clara Lawler, she shook off today and put up two incredible performances in both the 50 and the 100 free that would have been good enough for top 6. And she is the consolation champion of both the 50 and 100 free today. I said a little bit ago that this 5th place looks like it'd be under 70. It looks like it could be under 60 at this point, with Grace Neller dropping from 7th to 12th. Fremd, who was seeded for 65 points coming into today, as Erin Hart gets her 6th place medal, is now only looking at 58 points. St. Charles North is now in the driver's seat there, seated at 61 points based on the 2 points they've picked up so far today. As we see Kayla Philippic and Hannah Blankmeyer, two of the top sophomore swimmers in the state. Charlotte Rosenberg and Erin Falconer, a couple of seniors. And for the second time today, Avery Broniker, the only one so far that's a double state champion, although in all likelihood we will have our second after our next event as Jacobson eyes a three-peat. Avery Broniker, 3 100s over Falconer to take the 100 free. And in our consolation final, up top in lane 1 is going to be Jordan Peterson. We saw her medal in the IM earlier. She is a sophomore from Bloomington. The freshman from Barrington, it'll be in lane 2, Maggie Emery. She got a medal in the 200 free earlier. Erica King, ditto, a senior from Frem. She is in lane 3. Emma Theobald, medaled in the IM. She is a freshman from Dunlap. Emily Martin is in 5, junior from Illini Central. And Katie Rentz, who just was bottom 6 in the butterfly, has done it here as well, and she will be in lane 6 for the beads. So we are off here in the consolation final of the 500 free. We'll see if anyone makes an early move. Peterson flips first up at the top of your screen at the 25. And Peterson, 26-7 going out. So opening up an even bigger lead. She has obviously decided to be aggressive. And she is doing that and some over a body length in front as she flips 55-8. Peterson continues to drive hard as she comes in here for the 150. 125.81 for Peterson. As she has taken this consolation heat by storm in that outside lane. As she's getting support from everyone in the Bloomington Normal area along that side of the pool, including, of course, her head coach, Bob Loy. He's been the girls and the boys coach at Bloomington for a while now, 155.88 for Peterson. Coached the Wolf brothers, the last of which just graduated last year, including Justin, the oldest to a butterfly state title. Sean and Michael, both top 6 finishers. He's been around doing it for quite a while now. And when he gets a talent like Peterson, usually does good things with her. And he's got 2 years left, so he will retire with Peterson as a senior. Emily Martin in lane 5 is the one that's starting to make a move now as we head to the back half, 226.8. Peterson still leads, but Martin is making a move. See if Peterson can hang on here. She set a pretty torrid pace. Early on, and Emily Martin has passed her by now. Sometimes in the 500, you try something. If you're too aggressive, you pay big time. Martin. Is leading, but it's getting tighter as Maggie Emery and Erica King try to get in the mix as well. Peterson has absolutely paying for going out too fast. Martin has opened up a body length lead on this field. .358.4 at the 400. And she is not letting up. It'll be a 50 to go when she flips here. Maggie Emery trying to break away from Erica King in the middle over there. 30.5 for Martin, 30.2 for Emery, but it looks like it'll probably be too little too late. Martin, then Emery. Emily Martin from Mason City is going to be. Oh, what a push from Maggie Emery, and she did get in there. 28.5 on the last 25 for Maggie Emery to claim 7th place. What a close by the Barrington freshman. Emily Martin drops to 8th. Emery beat Martin by over a second just on the last 50 to pull that off. Nicely done as Emery moves from 9th place to 7th place and picks up 3 points for Barrington, who's trying to get in the mix for the top 10. Now we get ready for our championship final. Up top in lane 1, Grace Tierney from Loyola. In 2, Audrey Guyette, St. Charles North. 2 sets of sisters in this championship final. In 3 is Jacobson from Barrington. 4, Monica Guyette, Audrey's big sister. In 4, in 5, Azra Abdick, Niles North. And in 6, Ella Tierney, Grace's little sister. Two Guyettes, 2 Tierneys, Azra Abdick and Jacobson going for a 3-peat. One thing I always liked about Jacobson is despite her height, and it's hard sometimes for these taller swimmers, she really puts an emphasis on snapping her turns. And it's tenths, but the tenths add up over the course of 500 yards. And predictably, Jacobson heading right to the front. And at the 100, 53.3. Jacobson already a body length clear, dominating as expected. She's bookended by the Guyette sisters, who are in 2nd and 3rd. Abdick and the Tierneys a bit behind them. .121.6 at the 150 for Jacobson. And the state record, 4:46.66, set at this pool 6 years ago by Adrian Bychek from Downers Grove North. The Guyets continue to duke it out for second, with the Tierneys and Azra Avdik all battling for fourth for the time being. 200 yards in, 150.7. A time that would have been at worst fourth in the 200 free earlier today. We'll see what she is at the halfway point as Jacobson comes in for the 250. Is going to be under 220. Not quite, 220.01. So she has 6 seconds to play with on this back half for this state record. She's opened a 3 body length lead on this field over the Guyets. Audrey slightly ahead of Monica. Grace Tierney slightly ahead of her sister Ella, and Azra Avdik. 29.2 is Jacobson's last split. 29.4 now with 200 yards to go. The Guyets both flip at 254, 257 for both Tierneys and Azra Avdik. But this from the start has been all about Jacobson as she guns for this state record. For the 350. 29.4 again, 3:18. A minute 27 is what she needs to post in this last 150. As she continues to pull away from this field. 29.6. She's going to need a 59 flat coming home to get it done. It'll be 50 yards to go. And if this was the Olympics, you'd see that state record line, 29.8. I don't think she's going to get it done here, but she is going to claim a third consecutive 500 free state championship. We'll see if she has a magical last 50 here. .447. Guyet, and Avdik come in that order, 53, 53, 54. The Tierneys, 57 and 58. But Loyola holds their spots. Nothing lost there, as to St. Charles North. And Jacobson is now a 5-time state champion. 2 in the 200, 3 in the 500, with a chance to be a 7-time state champ. Only one other person in Illinois state history has done that. His name's Matt Elliott. So pretty elite company Jacobson can join a year from now. So we will get the awards and then get you ready for the 200 freestyle relay. Her second medal in 3 events for the beads. And Theobald, freshman from Dunlap, gets her second medal of the day. Also a consolation finalist in the IM. Jordan Peterson, she put on a show for the first half of that 500. Could not quite hold on, but she also will be heard from again, only a sophomore. Erica King from Fremd. Been a long time coming for a lot of these Fremd girls. And she goes out with a 9th place finish. Emily Martin, an 8th place finish for the junior from Mason City. And Maggie Emery, freshman from Barrington, who will be looking to join her teammate in the top 6 next year. Doesn't hurt to have a state champion to train with. And now we will get the championship finalists. Ella Tierney, a breakout showing in this 500 free for the Loyola sophomore. Her sister, back-to-back top 6 finishes for her. Azra Avdik, junior from Niles North. And another junior, Monica Guyette from St. Charles North. And her sister will be back to wreak havoc in the distance freeze again next year. But the new champion, same as the old champion, Jacobson. 3 in a row. Five state titles and a state record to her credit already. And it's still a year to go for the Barrington swimmer. At the top of your screen, with Monica Guyette trying to strap the goggles back on, it is St. Charles North. In 2, Edwardsville. In 3, OPRF. In 4, Wabansie Valley. In 5, Fremd. And in 6, Mundelein. So at the bottom of your screen, look out for the leadoff of Erin Falconer. She should get the Mustangs out to an early lead, and they're backing her up with Jen Kordick, who is coming off a consolation final in the IM. First to the wall was actually a Blankmeyer for Oak Park. But taking the lead now. At the top of your screen is St. Charles North, and in lane 5 is Fremd. They will touch first, 47.68, half second ahead of St. Charles North. And this is a big one for Fremd. Could put them back in the hunt for top 5. Mundelein making a push as well. They're going to hand it off to Rachel Robb, but Fremd still first. Monica Guyette in the pool, but Fremd leads here. Guyette making a push, Wabansie making a push. But it looks like Fremd is going to hold everybody off. They are going to be your consolation champions in the 200 free relay. 1:35.9. Big swim for Fremd. puts them back projected for the 60s. St. Charles North picks up 2 points as well. So that is the battle for 5th place as team. And here we'll set for you the championship final. Up top in lane 1, Loyola. In 2, Lake Forest. In 3, New Trier. In 4, Rosary. In 5, Downers Grove North. And in 6, Glenbrook North. This is a very tight final. The top 5 separated by less than 4/10 in the preliminaries yesterday. We'll see if we have a DQ in that previous heat as we've got some deliberation over at the table. Leading off, it looks like we have Rosenberg. I think we had a lane 4 disqualified. That would be Wabanzi, which would move everyone but Fremd up a spot, but we will find that out for sure when we give out the medals. Leading off for Glenbrook North is going to be Rosenberg, Albrecht for Downers North, Hart for Rosary, Riley Lanigan for Lake Forest. Lake Forest looks like they might be going fastest to slowest. New Trier is leading off Morgan Connolly, Claire Russian for Loyola. So can the Trevians hold on in this meet that has been a struggle for them to their one big moment? Albrecht looks like she's going to give Downers the early lead here. She's going to hand it off to Daria Wick. Albrecht, 23-5. Pishnenko going to give Lake Forest a lead after this second leg. Downers still holding on to second. Glenbrook North putting on a charge as well. 23-1 for Pishnenko. Rosary looks like they might be surging to the lead here. They have Elena Ricci on the end. And here comes Downers North as well. They're handing it off to Mathis. Ricci first, followed by New Trier and Downers. Rosary, Downers, New Trier all flipping together. This is huge for Downers North if they can win this, and they're going to. Lindsay Mathis brings it home for Downers. So they redeem themselves after getting knocked off by Nequa in the medley. Downers North is now a +6. They were as much as -10 to their seed points. They are now seeded for a 114. Rosary 116, only 2 points separate those two. Lake Forest is seeded for 110. As start to see your Glenbrook North, you see your consolation finals led by Mundelein. The jump was Wabanzi. So Mundelein is 11th. OPRF moves up to 10th. Still one more relay to go in the careers of Cordick, Falconer, and Robb, last year's state champions with Kerry Kozikar in this relay. There's Oak Park. Oak Park's relay. Sophomore, a freshman, a junior, and a senior. So they could very well be ready to make some noise again next year, led by Blankenmeyer and Curry. St. Charles North, 9th place. Sauer, Guyette, Samuelson, Waslowski, 3 juniors and a freshman. Edwardsville, likewise, 2 juniors, a freshman, and a sophomore on their relay. They are 8th. And then Fremd made a big move to win the consolation final. Seeded 10th. We will now have the medals once we clear off here for the championship final before we have our final break of the afternoon. So a couple jumps today, or just disqualifications. Rachel Kelch obviously put in a bit of jump. It'd be interesting to know what they called her for in the IM earlier. As looks like Judy Bussey is ready to hand out top 6 medals. Still waiting for Fremd, Edwardsville, and St. Charles North to clear off the blocks. All right, looks like we're finally finishing up here with the consolation finalist pictures. As Fremd makes their way off the number 1 block. Glenbrook North. Good timing and good luck for the Spartans in the free relays this year. A pair of 6th. Coach's best friend. Lock in those top 6 medals as Abigail Rosenberg and Colleen Doolin wrap up their Spartan careers. Again, we will see the Spartans in the 400 relay as well. Loyola, 5th place. Russian, Andrew, Cassidy Coughlin, and Grace Tierney. Russian and Tierney, both seniors. Lake Forest, a relay that will be all back next year. 4th place, Lanigan, Pishneko, Lomax, and Smith. As Lake Forest will have the big prize in their sights next year. Not just in this relay, but in the meet Rosary, Hart, Ricci, Young, and Ryan. Hart and Ricci both graduating. But the beads will be one of the top teams again next year. New Trier, their only top 6 finish of the meet. Not something that you come to expect from New Trier. 4 straight team titles for the Trevians prior to this year. All good things must come to an end, as they say. And New Trier settles for second here in the 200 free relay. Conley, O'Connell, Rotondo, and Bishop. With Rotondo and Bishop both graduating. Your champions, Downers Grove North, Albrecht, Wick, Cerniute, and Mathis, the front 3 all seniors. The second year in a row, Downers North has taken home a relay title. The medley in the 400 last year, the 200 this year, and they will be in the championship final for the 400 relay as well. Albrecht, Wick, Cerniute, Mathis. 3 seniors and a sophomore are your 2014 200 free relay state champions. So once the pictures finish up, they'll clear the way for a 15-minute warm-up, our last break of the day, and then we will be back with the backstroke, the breaststroke, and the 400 free relay. Hi, I'm Skylar King. You're watching IHSA.TV's live streaming coverage of the Girls State Swimming and Diving Championships, Memphis High School, and we'll be back. Back, everybody, for the backstroke consolation. We'll kick off our last 3 events of the day as Loyola heads for the first state championship in school history in girls or boys swimming in the backstroke. Up top in this consolation final in lane 1 is going to be Bailey Grinter. She is from Edwardsville. In 2, Samantha Sauer, St. Charles North. In 3, Teresa Godlewski, Wheeling. In 4, Madison Rinaldi, Lakes. In 5, Annie Goslin, Rosary. And in 6, Haley Nelson, Lake Forest. So top 5 implications for St. Charles North, trophy implications for Rosary and Lake Forest here. And so we're off here in the last leg of our meet. The consolation finals of the backstroke. Annie Goslin and Haley Nelson at the bottom of your screen with team implications on the line. Teresa Godlewski looks like she flipped first in lane 3 for Wheeling. And pretty even here coming to the 50 wall. Godlewski will flip first, just ahead of Rinaldi. 27.37, 27.52. And the 2 in the middle lane are going head-to-head here. Godlewski with a slight lead still as they flip. Making the move is Nelson, down in 6. Looks like she might have even flipped second there. Nelson and Godlewski coming to the wall, and Godlewski touches first, Nelson touches second, so some big-time points picked up there by Lake Forest. Grinter up top was third, followed by Rinaldi, Sauer, and Goslin. And now we will get ready for the championship final. Up top in lane 1. Abby Olson, Rockford Boylan Catholic. In 2, Ruby Powell, Deerfield. In 3, Maria Jardaleza, Loyola. In 4, Madeline McGovern, Nequa Valley. In 5, Jordan Morling, St. Charles East. And in 6, Emily Ryan, Rosary. McGovern and Jardaleza are the 2 best underwater backstrokers in the state. You see McGovern holds it longer than anybody. Olson up top, out to the early lead. McGovern and Olson maybe slightly ahead of the rest of this field as we come to the 50. McGovern flips first 27 flat. Olson still hanging tough up top. Jardaleza and McGovern duking it out in the middle. Jardaleza is falling just a little bit behind McGovern as she heads for home. Natalie McGovern is out ahead of this field. Jardaleza is going to try and make a late push, as is Jordan Morley, but Natalie McGovern, 55-1-2 from Nequa Valley, is your state backstroke champion. The Nequa Valley senior goes out on top, 55-1. Samantha Sauer from St. Charles North, 11th. 2 state championship events for Nequa Valley today. McGovern a part of both of them. There's Samantha Sauer. Madison Rinaldi from Lakes is 10th. Bailey Grinter, the sophomore from Edwardsville. Bottom 6 in the 50, bottom 6 in the backstroke. A nice state meet for her, scoring for the first time. Haley Nelson. Clutch swim for the Lake Forest Junior as they gun for 2nd place. And Teresa Godlewski, senior from Wheeling, is your consolation champion, taking 7th place. And now we wait on the championship finalists. Ruby Powell. She's been around in these backstroke wars for a few years. Top 6 as a senior. Maria Jardaleza does not leave with an individual state championship, but she is going to leave with the 1st place trophy as a senior. Pretty nice backup prize for Maria Jardaleza. Emily Ryan is 4th. Abby Olson set that furious early pace from Rockford Boylan Catholic. Jordan Morling, only a junior. She will be your top returner next year. And Natalie McGovern heads to Iowa next year with a state championship medal in the 100 backstroke. Quite a way to go out for Natalie McGovern. 2 state championships, 1 in the medley relay, 1 in the backstroke. Also that 3rd place team medal from 2 years ago. Team led by Gia Del Sandro. Update those state championship projections. Downers North still 2 points back of Rosary. Both those teams are in the top 6 of the 400 relay. Rosary actually has Alexis Yeager in the top 6 of this breaststroke. And for Lake Forest, they're +6 now. That puts them at 114, tied with Downers. So still a 3-team race for second. And so we're off here in the Athletes with Disabilities breaststroke. And early on, Rachel Apter in lane 3 looking pretty good. She is a sophomore from Sandburg. Above her in lane 2, that's Amy Dragus from Downers Grove South. Francesca Figlioli just below Apter, and then at the bottom of your screen, Anna Kohout, sophomore from Lake Forest. Apter coming in to finish the first 50. 50:01. Fastest time last year. Phoebe Megia from Clumbrook North in the B division, 2:13.11. So a potential opportunity here for Rachel Apter to go the fastest time we've seen in Athletes with Disabilities. That'd be 4 times today that we've had a swimmer go the fastest time we've seen in these Athletes with Disabilities divisions. Apter headed for home, just past the 1:30 mark. And Apter is going to be the first breaststroker ever under 2 minutes. 1:43. A nice job by her. Francesca Figlioli coming in just past the 2-minute mark here. 2:05, the second fastest time ever. Amy Dragus, 2:11.4. So the 3 fastest breaststrokers we've had in Athletes with Disabilities history are all in. Just waiting now on Amy Kohout from Lake Forest. And she's gonna touch the wall, 2:50. Well, there it is, finally 2:56. Time might be a little faster than that. I don't know if she hit the pad when she first came in. So now, just shy of 4 o'clock. We get you ready for the consolation finals in the 100 breaststroke. Up top in lane 1, Jensen Keck, junior from DeKalb. In 2, Amanda Brockmeyer, sophomore from Neuqua. Look out for Brockmeyer. She dropped a couple tenths in her 50 breast on that state championship medley for Neuqua. In 3, Nicole Rotondo, senior from New Trier. In 5, Emma Rajic, freshman, Urbana University High. In 5, Alana Potts, senior from Dunlap. And in 6, Macy Neubauer, junior from Libertyville. And so we're off here in the consolation finals of the breaststroke. We'll see if we get our first state record of the weekend from Noelle Peplowski in the championship final. Everyone pretty even to the first wall. But out in front at the bottom of your screen is Neubauer from Libertyville. And she will touch first. Excuse me, Emma Rodzik got in there ahead of her 34-1 to 34-8. That's 30-41, not 34-1, and 30-48 that is. Emma Rodzik continues to hold a slight lead, but couldn't be much more even across the pool. Rodzik, Potts, looking pretty good in lane 5 as well. She might take this. Potts lunges, got it. 1:04.5 for Alana Potts. She is your consolation champion, the senior from Dunlap. Followed by Rodzik, Keck, Rockmeyer, Rotondo, and Neubauer. And now our championship final. Up top in 1, Caitlin Sauter from Normal Community. In 2, Emily Graham, Hinsdale Central. In 3 is Peplowski from Metamora. In 4, Jennifer Kordick, Mundelein. In 5, Alexis Yeager, Rosary. And in 6, Delaney Duncan, Galesburg. Everyone within 4/10 of a second. 1:03.9 to 1:04.3. So it could be a tight one unless Peplowski decides it's time to assert herself in state record fashion. And so we're off here. Yeager already has a state title to her name earlier in the IM. We only have 2 senior champions today. McNamara in the fly, and we just saw McGovern take the backstroke. Peplowski out to a slight lead here as they come to the 50 wall. Sauter looking pretty good up in lane 1 as well, though. Big glide from Peplowski. She is the tallest in this field. 29.98 going out. Sauter 29.6. Peplowski and Sauter and Graham all coming to the wall together. Peplowski looks like she's asserting herself. Coming in, she will win it. 1:03 and change, so no record. Yeager sneaks in second down in lane 5, followed by Kordick, Sauter, Graham, and Duncan. But a big move there for Rosary, picking up 2 points. They are now a +1 for second place, as the athletes with disabilities competitors get their medals. Amy Dragus. Again, the big news there was yet another state record. This time, Rachel Apter from Sandburg. And there is Rachel Apter. As now we will line up the consolation finalists. Macy Neubauer, the Libertyville Junior, is 12th. And we talked about them in the medley relay, a team that should be even better next year. Nicole Rotondo, '11th place in her final individual race as a Trevian. Amanda Brockmeyer, a sophomore from Neuqua Valley. Jensen Keck, junior from DeKalb. Emma Rogic, freshman from Urbana. All sorts of freshmen making their presence felt. Bodes well for the future strength of this meet. And Elena Potts, senior from Dunlap, along with freshman Emma Theobald. A couple nice showings for the Dunlap Eagles this weekend. And now we're waiting on the championship finalists. Delaney Duncan, senior from Galesburg, is 6th after being bottom 6 a year ago. Emily Graham, freshman from Hinsdale Central. First individual to score from Hinsdale since 4 years ago. Nice young core for the Red Devils going forward. We'll also see Emily Graham and the Red Devils in the consolation finals of this final relay. Caitlin Sauter, another nice way to go out for a senior from Normal Community. Jen Kordick, a good 4 years for the Mustangs. Again, it highlighted by that state championship 200 relay a year ago. 4 medals for her this time. Metamora freshman, Noelle Poplowski. And she is your 2014 state champion in the breaststroke. And we'll see if this is the start of a potential four-peat, just like we saw a few years ago with Jacobson in the 500. Up top in lane 1 is going to be Barrington. In 2, New Trier. In 4, Fremd. In 3, Fremd. In 4, Hinsdale Central. In 5, Mundelein. And in 6, Fenwick. So 3 breaststrokers, Rotondo, Graham, and Kordick all jumping out to jump on these relays. And we're off here in the consolation finals. And the early lead for Mundelein, they like leading off Falconer and trying to get some open water for Rachel Robb. Falconer has been such a big part of this Mundelein program. The record board littered with her name, and finishing up her final race as a Mustang here at the state meet. 50-78 leading off for Falconer. Rachel Robb gonna try and hang on here as Fremd gives chase in lane 3. Robb continues to lead for Mundelein. Hinsdale Central, Fremd, New Trier, all giving chase. Robb is going to hand it off to Lauren Blake before Kordick anchors this relay. Fremd is your number 1 seed at 3:30 even. And our number 3 girls in the water now. Lauren Blake now continues to hold on to a slight lead, but New Trier and Fremd catch and pass her on this 50 wall. Julia Green will be on the end for New Trier. Loretta Stelnicki for Fremd. Jen Kordick for Mundelein. Emily Graham, fresh out of the breaststroke, just like Kordick for Hinsdale. Looked like New Trier pulled Nicole Rotondo off their relay as Julia Green takes off. Stelnicki charging hard after Green. Graham and Kordick. Fenwick making a move outside with Teresa Mullen. The Green continues to lead slightly over Stelnicki. Green flips first, then Stelnicki. And it looks like Julia Green is going to just hold off Fremd for 7th place. 3:29.70. Fremd, Fenwick, Mundelein, Barrington, and Hinsdale Central. And now the last event of the day, with all sorts of 2nd and 3rd place trophy considerations on the line. We have 3 teams. Downers Grove, 96. Rosary, 94. And Lake Forest, 88. All gunning for 2 trophies. In this final event up top is Downers Grove North. In 2, Rosary. In 3, Loyola. In 4, Lake Forest. In 5, St. Charles North. And in 6, Glenbrook North. For Lake Forest, you really need to win this relay. Downers North off to a quick start here. Emily Albrecht in the water. But flipping first down in lane 5 is actually Samantha Sauer. 51-2 leading off for the Stars yesterday. Rosenberg looks to have a slight lead on this field. And Glenbrook North, St. Charles North, Downers North all leave slightly ahead of the rest of this field. Lake Forest with Riley Lanigan at the end of this relay is just trying to stay in it. Rosary has made a move now as they move to the front. Aaron Hart, Emily Ryan, and Alexis Yeager still to come. And we are pretty much even here as we hand it off to the number 3 swimmers. Lake Forest and Rosary just out ahead of everybody else. Emily Ryan moving to the front for the beads. Downers North trying to make a charge up top with Gabrielle Cernuti. Olivia Andrew doing work for Loyola, pushing them towards the front. Loyola, for all their dominance, yet to win an event today. Rosary and Loyola flipping first. Tierney will be taken off against Yeager. Downers North has got Mathis on the end. And Lake Forest with Lanigan, Tierney, Yeager, Mathis, and everybody else in that order. Tierney with a slight lead. Riley Lanigan trying to put on a charge. Yeager and Mathis trying to put on a charge. St. Charles and Glenbrook slightly behind. So 4-horse race here. 23.99 for Lanigan as they flip. She was the fastest to the 50. And she's still trying to run down Grace Tierney. Lanigan trying to bring home a trophy for the Scouts. Tierney looks like she'll hold her off. She will. Loyola 3:27.0. Lake Forest is second, followed by Rosary and Downers North. Rosary and Downers North are going to tie for second. At 1:20. But your state champions in the relay, your state champions in the meet of the Loyola Ramblers. Grace Tierney holding off a late charge from Riley Lanigan. But a sophomore, a junior, and a freshman for Hinsdale. They have a great chance to have an even better year next year. Barrington 11th. And here comes Barrington to get their medals. I know we've had some issues with the stream today. I don't know if we still are, but if not, prepfilms.com is the place to go if you want a DVD copy of the proceedings here this weekend. So it is all recorded, even during that time that we've had some technical issues with the stream. So prepfilms.com is the place to go to get the full copy of everything from not just today, but the preliminaries as well. Barrington 11th, Mundelein 10th. The Fenwick Friars, what a year for Fenwick. Super impressed by what they were able to do this weekend. This is a relay that'll be all back next year. 3 juniors and a freshman, Grace Rogowski. And so, pretty impressive for them to put together as many points as they did after losing all the tremendous swimmers they have over the past few years. But your consolation champions, the New Trier Trevians, as they end their meet with a consolation final victory. Not the year that most of the people at New Trier were hoping for, but New Trier always has the talent coming in. They will be heard from again, especially if Ingrid Wall comes back out for the team at any point. Fremd 8th, New Trier 7th. As we wrap up the awards here in the consolation final of the 400 free. So after a few photos, we will get the championship finalists up there. Loyola ends their day in championship fashion. A fitting way to end it. It's the only thing that was really not on their resume this weekend was actually the winning of an event. But they just overwhelmed the rest of the state with their depth and quality of talent. A great way to go out for seniors like Grace Tierney and Maria Jardaleza. As we wait now on the top 6 relays to come and get their medals. As we got the consolation finalists cleared off the blocks. Glenbrook North. Rosenberg, Doolin. Again, nice way for those two girls to go out, especially Rosenberg with the top 6 finish in the 100 free as well. Sabrina Baxamusa and Tiffany Chow, sophomore and a freshman. We'll be back with Aaron Oliphant next year to try and pick up some more medals. 5th place, St. Charles North, junior, freshman, Sauer, Guyette, Samuelson, and Guyette. Again, St. Charles North, talked about Lake Forest probably being the favorites next year. Based on returning talent, St. Charles North could be a top challenger. Downers North, 4th. Again, 3 great careers coming to an end. Cernuti, Albrecht, and Wick. And Lindsay Mathis got 2 more years to pick up hardware. And she should be able to see her in 2 individual events going forward. Thought she might see the 200 this year, but it worked out pretty well. Back-to-back 2nd places in state for Downers North, loading up 3 relays. A 2nd, a 1st, and a 4th. Rosary 3rd. Another team that will be back gunning for a trophy next year. Georgia Young, Aaron Hart, Emily Ryan, and Yeager. Hart, the only senior in that group. And under the direction of Bill Shawls, can never count the beads out of performing well at state or, let's face it, picking up star freshmen. They had a couple good ones this year, led by Emily Ryan. Cameron Stride also contributed with some points. Lake Forest. Sophomore, junior. And when you think about the fact that Daria Panchenko didn't even compete on this relay this year because she didn't swim past a 50. If they maneuver it the right way, this relay could be that much stronger next year. But Loyola, 3:27.05. Grace Tierney holding off Riley Lanigan. Which kept Lake Forest just out of a trophy. Loyola gets the gold medals in this relay, and they're going to get the gold medals for the team race as well. Quite a year for the Ramblers, capped off in championship fashion in this final event of the meet. So that's going to do it for me here. We will stay with the PA announcer through the trophy presentations for Downers North, Rosary, and of course Loyola. Congratulations to all the medalists. Congratulations to our trophy teams. And Loyola taking the top prize this year, their first ever championship in school history. I am Skylar King, and this weekend you've been watching IHSA.tv's live streaming coverage of the Girls State Swimming and Diving Championships. Like I said, stay tuned for the trophy presentations, and we'll see you this winter at New Trier for the boys.